Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Lies and Logic, and I'm Matt Garrett. So, what has happened to our entertainment? Have you noticed how bland everything is now? Movies used to be massive productions that had to be filmed on location. Everything just felt more authentic. DVD sales made it financially feasible for movie studios to take greater risks, which led to more story and character driven movies. Fast forward to the pandemic, which changed how movies were filmed altogether, and now everything is shot on a green screen. I guess it saves a lot on travel costs. And video games. Video games used to cater to their core audience, straight males. Now every new game seems to have a female as the protagonist. It was cool back in the day as a one-off experiment with Tomb Raider in the 90s, but even back then I remember talking to my buddies and all of us thinking, too bad we have to play as a girl. Tomb Raider was a successful franchise because it was one of the first of its kind. 10 years later, we got the male version of Tomb Raider in the Uncharted series, and that became far more profitable. Tomb Raider had a string of flops through its 20-game history, costing the company a fortune. Uncharted has had 6 games, all of which have led to massive success and profits for their developers in roughly half the time. Games are a form of escapism. Why would a straight male want to play as a female? Call me a misogynist, but I can't imagine myself as a female. Even female gamers, by and large, prefer male protagonists, simply because the action narratives are usually more believable. However, the Tomb Raider origin story was incredible.
Something that pushes us.
See, it doesn't mean people can't enjoy a well-written story from time to time, but when every product comes out that caters to a small demographic, you're gonna have a lot of dissatisfied customers. They seem to push LGBTQ propaganda into everything these days, thanks to ESG consulting companies like Sweet Baby Inc. Investment companies like BlackRock, who are managers of the wealthiest hedge funds in the world, they tend to invest in businesses who work hard at getting their ESG scores up. What are ESG scores, you ask? Well, E stands for environmental contributions, so businesses appear to comply with climate change narratives, which of course allows the government to tax its citizens to pacify theoretical assumptions. S is for social culture, so they can ensure businesses push divisive LGBTQ nonsense. Then it's G for governance, which basically just stands for how authoritarian a company is about the enforcement of the other two categories. So are we just too desensitized to be impressed by anything anymore? Or have we become so dumb content doesn't need substance to be profitable?
Next on the Violence Channel, an all-new Alma Balls.
Perhaps shows are called programs for a reason. Have you ever heard of the term cognitive dissonance? Basically, when someone is introduced to an idea that challenges their belief system, they will often find illogical ways to reconcile their own reality. Most of you, I'm sure, have heard of the CIA's Project MKUltra. Declassified government experiments investigating mind control techniques. If not, look it up. It's common knowledge that the US government used ads in movies to promote the military during World War II. Did you know that in the 90s, the CIA created a Hollywood liaison office to act as consultants for movies? This is explained by the author Tricia Jenkins in her book, The CIA in Hollywood. The CIA have argued that their presence and involvement in Hollywood was strictly to create a positive public perception. I imagine in order to maintain funding. But how do you feel about a shady covert agency having a hand in what entertainment you or your family consume? An organization that has helped hide Operation Paperclip, which allowed the US military to hide German Nazi scientists amongst you and your families in order to utilize the data these war criminals had collected during the Holocaust. Did you notice during lockdown in 2020, all the big streaming services had all the most successful trilogies available all at once? In a period where the world was consuming more online content than any time in history, they wanted to make sure everyone had these classic brainwashing tools in front of them. No need to rent or buy, here you go. The Lord of the Rings, The Matrix, The Hunger Games, the Dan Brown movies. There's even more. How are these movies manipulating you and your loved ones? Well, they're implanting the idea that the concept of forces controlling the world can only be seen in fictional stories. When someone points things out to another that sounds like a movie narrative, some brains can't reconcile it as possible truth, as they've already digested that concept as fiction. But if you are aware of the possible manipulation you are being subjected to, you are more capable of ignoring its influence and enjoying the show. Here's the good news. I think the pendulum is swinging back. Modern feminism seems to be finally dying as young men have had enough of acting like beta male simps. I've always been what they call a guy's guy, t-shirt and jeans type guy. I like eating a lot of meat, boxing, weightlifting, and watching UFC. And for a while there, it was beginning to feel like I and many others like me would be cast out of society for being toxic. Just know, a society without masculinity will collapse. The proof is in the last 10 years. But it appears masculinity is on the rise. Pierre has taken a no-shit attitude, which is exactly what Canada needs. And of course the US has Trump, who, love him or hate him, he is an alpha male.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
Anyway, that's my rant. Stay strong, people. I think we can win this. You know, when you stand up in a crowd first, it can be really scary and intimidating. But when you know what you're standing up for is just and right, you won't be standing up alone for long. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button and share this video. It helps bypass some of YouTube's censorship. This is Lies and Logic. I'm Matt Garrett. See you next time.